Hey guys, Drew Burks here. I want to show you a quick video. Now you opted into this because you saw this screenshot and you would like to, at least you said you'd like to see your bank account look like this. So this is a new account that we set up in February. You can see in the bottom left corner in February. Now we opened this up for an account that was actually for a webinar funnel that was running previously. So that's why we had opening deposit here. And you can just see every month we had commissions coming in from this. You can see them like 27,000, 11,000, 28,000, 22, 17, 24, and a bunch of smaller ones. I want to show you what we did here, and more importantly, show you how you can do this on your own. And then at the end of this, I'm going to walk you through 4 ways to make money, and hopefully it'll create a little aha moment for you and open up some opportunities for you. So with that, let's just jump right in here and let me show you what we did. I'm going to make it very simple. This is a no fluff, no hype type of video. Here's how we did it. There were 10 steps. We found a fanatical audience. This is the big takeaway for you here. You need to find a fanatical audience. Yes, you can create and build an audience, and that is slow going. The shortcut is go find a fanatical audience. So that's what we did. And then we found an influence in their space because we were not influencers in the space and we didn't want to take time to go build the influence. So we found the audience, we found an influencer, and then we found a great product. And in this specific case, we actually helped the influencer create a great product. And then we crafted an offer. And the product is not so important, not nearly as important as the offer, right? Because if you think about it, in the order of the way things have to happen is the person who's not bought your product, they don't even know if it's a good product, great product, or a terrible product, right? So the offer comes first. So you have to craft an irresistible offer. Once we had the offer in place, we knew the product, we had the influencer and the audience, we then built a webinar presentation. And we did that using an 11-part structure that we use, but there's lots of formats for webinars. And although we have found the 11-part structure to work well on almost every one of our projects, we know it's not a, don't fall victim to this belief that there's a one way to do the webinar. That's just not the case. So, build a webinar presentation, make sure you're telling the story and building a rapport with people and you have a good offer and everything will be great. Then we hosted the live webinar. Now, this is something else. There's different strategies based on individuals and cash flow and all of this, but in this specific case, we hosted a live webinar. Now, we ran ads for about 2.5 to 3 weeks leading up to that live webinar. And we spent about $5,800 to $6,000 in ad spend. So if you don't have that type of ad budget, don't worry about it, right? You just spend what you have, or you might want to go straight to an automated webinar first so you can spend less, minimize your risk, and hopefully get some data back and some sales, and then you could, use that to fund a live webinar like a launch type. So that's what we did. We hosted a live webinar. We ran ads 2.5, 3 weeks. We spent just about $6,000 on ads. Then we hosted an encore webinar 1 week later. So we did that on a Wednesday, and then the following Wednesday we did another encore. So again, we ran ads leading up to the first one. We did the webinar. We shut the ads off that day. And then we turned the ads back on for another week. And all said and done, I think we ended up spending about $6,800, almost $7,000 total on those ads. Now, on that live webinar, we actually did about $220,000 in sales. So everything was great. We then took 60 days to automate and relaunch this webinar. And we spent on average for about 22 months, we spent a little over $30,000 a month on ads. Sometimes it was a little less, sometimes it was a couple $1,000s more. So the screenshot that you saw was this current year, right? The 6 months of this year. Now, those were just our commissions. That was not the gross sales for the total webinar. The gross revenue from this product in this webinar over 22 months was $3.6 million. And so what I want to share with you is, you go back to the top, we found the audience, we found an influencer, and we found a great product. We just presented ourselves as, a super affiliate or a JV affiliate, if you will. Our skill set was building the funnel, is building the funnels, the web pages and the Infusionsoft automation and the traffic. So if you are in the marketing space, this is something that we like to think of as entrepreneurial collaboration. You don't have to do everything on your own. If you can go find the missing pieces, what you need is you need the audience, you need an influencer, like an expert, you need a product and offer, and then you need the webinar presentation and the automation and the traffic. So if you can bring a team together, then what you can do is you can actually leverage the power of that. And 2 and 2 does not equal 4 in this regard. And then you can take a revenue share. So that's how my team and I got paid. We took a revenue share out of this, and it worked very, very well. So again, this is something anyone can do. You don't need anything more than what you already have. Now, I will say if you don't have any of these skill sets to bring to the table, then you need to go find the people that have it and negotiate a way to get yourself into that deal. But I'm going to assume you have some really great skill sets, and you just need to go get the missing pieces. Now, that's how we did it, and you can absolutely go do this right away. Our webinar funnel, the exact tools that we used was Stealth Seminar. Now, a lot of people ask about, Webinar Jam and Easy Webinar and Ever Webinar and GoToMeeting, and they're all great. They all do certain things well. What we have found in the automated webinar space, there is no better one than Stealth Seminar. And I realized I forgot on the live webinar, on the Encores, we did GoToWebinar. So if you're going to do a live webinar, GoToWebinar, I think, is the only one you should use. It's a gold standard. If you're using an automated webinar, Stealth Seminar is the only one you should use. It's a gold standard for automation. We use Infusionsoft. That's our tool of choice. There's lots of tools that you can use out there, but we feel Infusionsoft is the best one. And Infusionsoft works specifically with these other components. So if you were to use Aweber, then you might not be able to use all of these tools. So our webinar funnel, what we did and what we use today to generate the majority of our revenue is Stealth Seminar, Infusionsoft, and then plugins for Infusionsoft are PlusThis and Graphly. They just help us do a little bit more with Infusionsoft when it comes to tracking video views and using smart links and deadline timers and etc. And Graphly is all about reporting. And then we use Facebook ads and retargeting for the traffic exclusively. And on this particular product, we use Wishlist, although it's not the one that I recommend if you're using Infusionsoft, but we did use it and it worked great. It's a great product. It's just not the one that we're using currently. So that's it. Now, I want to give you something else to think about. And this is something I've really been working on this for a while now is, how are the ways you can make money? And the way that most of us as entrepreneurs and business owners, we start out trading time for money, right? Hours for dollars. And that's quote unquote a job. That's what that is, right? We like to convince ourselves that we have a business and we're running a business, but in reality, most of us have created a job for ourselves. And here's the downside to it is one, time is finite, right? There's only so many hours in a day, as well as your revenue that you can generate when trading time is capped by the market and competition, meaning that let's say you're able to somehow work 12 hours a day. Well, that's it, 12 hours. That's all the hours you get, right? There's not going to be any more hours. And your hourly rate is going to be what it is. People will only pay so much because you have a market with competition where there will be other options for people. Now, and even if you are just one other point, even if you're the best and people are willing to pay that hourly, only so many people will be willing to pay that. And again, you only have the 12 hours, so you can only help X amount of people. Now, the next step is the business, right? Getting to a business where you can go on vacation and your business continues to work. Here's the thing. A business still requires time, still requires, for the most part, a significant outlay of capital expenditure. But it does allow you to leverage other people's time and other business locations, like a franchise type of thing. So you can scale, and a business is obviously better than trading hours for a dollar. Pros and cons to both, of course. The next step is products, creating products. Now, this is how we make the majority of our money, again, is digital product training courses and selling them online. Now, it's a much better way to leverage your time. And thanks to the internet and automation, you can generate daily revenues and you can scale that. And we've never ran into an issue where there's just not that where we can buy all the traffic, right? So there's always the ability to scale greater than what we've done. And although we've done 3.6 million in 22 months, there are a lot of people that do $3.6 million a month. So products, a fabulous way. Something I think every one of us should be focusing on, creating products. You couple that with the fact currently lots of research is out that report that information marketing and e-learning are both multi-billion-dollar industries and only growing. Now the last one, this is really the aha moment. This is something that I think inherently we all know, but we don't really think about it. And The reason I say we don't really think about it is because if you just look at your daily actions, right? There's a saying that goes something like, "Listen, you show me your daily schedule, and I'll show you your priorities." Right? So if you show me your bank account, then I can show you like your priorities and how you're making money. Putting money to work is truly the best and the easiest way to generate real quote unquote wealth, right? It's possibly the only way to to experience a little grammar error there, to make or experience a significant gain in wealth. So how do you put money to work for you? Well, the common ones are real estate and stocks, but the best one, the most consistent one, the most dependable one, the one that provides you the most amount of control and the least amount of risk is in paid advertising. So what I want to do is give you an opportunity right now. If you are looking to take things to the next level, if you're currently in the time trade or even in the business or dabbling in products and you're looking for a way to scale that, then I invite you to find the link right below this video or next to the video, wherever it is, and go ahead and click on that, and let's just jump on the phone and talk. And if there's a way that I can help you, I will offer that to you. And if you're a good fit and you qualify, then we can talk about moving forward. So thanks so much for watching this. I hope it's been impactful, and I look forward to sharing more great content with you. Thanks.